What's going on, everybody? JT here of The Next Block, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Algorand chart. If you enjoy the content, smash that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. And without further ado, let's dive right into that chart. So here we have Algorand on a weekly time frame. As we can see here, Algorand reached historic lows back in early August of this year, at around 8 cents and has since recovered to roughly 10 cents, a little over 10 cents. Not a huge recovery, but is a little bit off the lows. As we've mentioned with many other cryptocurrencies during our technical analysis, this 50-week moving average tends to act as the bull market support band. As you can see here, when we got above it back in July of 2020, we went from about 26 cents all the way up to almost $3. We broke this 50-week moving average at around $1.35 back in January 2022 and have been below it ever since. The moving average currently sits at just under 20 cents at about 0.195, 0.193, roughly around that area. Now, one thing I want to show is this right here. If I throw on these drawings, you can see that we are in a massive falling wedge. Like this falling wedge is absolutely gigantic. And for those that understand technical analysis, normally falling wedges resolve to the upside. So this breakout should be to the upside. Now, of course, there is a small percentage of falling wedges where that gets invalidated and we continue further down, but this is a massively great setup, and you see the RSI right here curling up, crossing that moving average just at the end of this falling wedge while we have this first green weekly candle in roughly 5 or 6 weeks. Now, when we zoom into the daily, we can get a fuller picture, and Algorand has seen a pretty significant move since early September. Algorand is up almost 20% over the last 2 weeks roughly, and more importantly, Algorand has crossed the 50-day moving average, which it tried to do back here in August and got just above it and got rejected right below it. It tried back over here in July. It tried over here back in June. It has yet to be able to get above its 50-day moving average, which is a significant resistance level. Personally, this looks really strong. I would like to see Algorand break out of this falling wedge that we're in. Of course, it looks a little differently on the daily, but if I zoom out a little bit right here, you can get a better picture. If Algorand can get out of this falling wedge, get above it right here, and above this 100-day moving average that's sitting at about 10 cents, almost 11 cents currently, this blue moving average, then I think we could see Algorand go all the way up to this 200-day moving average sitting close to 15 cents, which would be a gain from this moving average to this moving average of about 34%. Now, if you're bold, you might be trying to get in right here, but personally, I'm waiting until we get above this moving average, this 100-day moving average sitting just under 11 cents at 0.1081 currently. With all the bullish news and the price super suppressed, in my opinion, this is a fantastic time for Algorand. Now, none of this is financial advice, but if we move out to the 4-day time frame and throw on this indicator right here, which shows the super cycles as well as the Fibonacci levels, we can see a pretty interesting story right here. So let's zoom in a little more. All right. So this red level right here with all of these lines through it, this red zone is the bear super cycle. These are essentially huge levels of resistance that Algorand will face along the way up. And you can see it pretty clearly right here. Back in October of 2022, Algorand tried really hard to get the very top of this supercycle zone. Unfortunately, it could not. It got rejected and came back down. As we can see here, we got a buy signal that flashed in January of 2023, where Algorand went from about 20 cents to about 30 cents. And then we got our first sell signal on the 4-day time frame. Unfortunately, Algorand again was not able to get out of this supercycle. Currently, we have a buy signal flashing. It flashed at around 9 cents, and the top of this bearish supercycle sits at about 15 to 16 cents. So Algorand could see a run up and try to touch this 14, 15, 16 cent level and then get rejected again. Or it could break above it. And if it breaks above it, there aren't too many lines of resistance after that. If it gets above this 16-cent level, then we just play these Fibonacci levels. Then it's 19, then it's 21, then it's 25, 29, 35, 38, 43, and so on. Personally, I do think it's a high probability that Algorand does go and try to retest the top of this bearish supercycle, currently at around 15 cents. By the time it happens, the supercycle will probably come down a little bit, so maybe the top will be about 15 cents by the time Algorand reaches it. So that could be about the zone where Algorand gets rejected, between the 14-15 cent level. And interestingly enough, that 14 to 15 cent bearish supercycle top level actually coincidentally coincides with the 200-day moving average, which sits at roughly 0.1465 cents, so roughly 14.5 cents, which really just backs up my thesis that if Algorand can break out of this falling wedge, get above the 100-day moving average just under 11 cents, then we could see it skyrocket all the way to this 15 cent level, representing a gain of roughly 40%. I personally think this is within the cards, and we are planning accordingly over here. My strategy would be to buy once we get above this 100-day moving average, and that is exactly what we're going to do over here on the channel. As I said, none of this is financial advice, but of course, these are our thoughts. Algorand on the weekly level looks super suppressed. On the 4-day level, we're getting buy signals flashing. The Fibonacci levels are looking really, really good. The bearish supercycle top sits at around 15 cents, and I believe Algorand will likely go to retest it again soon. As long as Algorand can break out of that falling wedge and get above that 100-day moving average, I believe green is in Algorand's near future. We'll see what the long term has, but in the near future, I believe over the next couple of weeks, we will see some green for Algorand, hopefully within that target that I just presented here. But do your own research, check out TradingView, check out some charts, see what other people are saying. There might be some people countering my opinion, so definitely check those sources out as well. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. Hit us up in the comments below if you agree with this technical analysis. If you disagree with the technical analysis, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Share this video with a friend, like, subscribe, ping that notification bell, and we will catch you in the next video.